story, I guess. So I was born in Dayton, Ohio, which is probably top 3 crime-ridden cities in all of Ohio. But my life started out like exactly how any life should. Mom and dad together, from what I at least saw, happily married. I had a little brother when I was 2, and then later on down the road had another younger brother. So it's just me, my younger brothers. Everything was solid. Like I was living a life. Like I had, at one point in time, I remember I had a TV and like 3 different Nintendos. I was chilling. Had company over all the time. They'd tell me like, "Oh, it's so cool." And then something happened, and I'm not really sure what happened between my mom and dad. They would just start arguing a lot, and I don't really recall what they were arguing about. I just know that they were arguing because it was screaming. You know, it could have been about the dishes or something. I don't know. But so it went from that to got a little more intense. It went from yelling and screaming to throwing things. And so and I didn't see it at first. I just heard like glass break, things like that, screaming. And then it went from that to like I seen it, like I witnessed my first thing like that was bad like I ever witnessed was my mom was yelling and she broke a glass and like my dad had punched her. And I saw that. I'm like 8 years old. And so it tripped me out. And then up until then, like I was good in school. Like I loved doing art. I'm always drawing. I was actually good at math at one point. And then once I saw that, like something struck me as odd. Like I was in school, I couldn't focus. I couldn't do anything. My friends would try to play, and I was like, I can't, because it was just the image of that. Like it messed me up as a little kid, you know. So we had to have meetings with teachers. I started missing school a lot. Just from that, like I don't know, it changed me. But then I got back on track for a little while until my mom and dad were like, "Yeah, we're gonna get a divorce." And I was like, I don't know what that means, but like, is it good? And it's like, no, it's not. Like we want to split up, whatever. And so for the next 3 or 4 years, like my brothers and I were just bouncing around. Like some weekends we spent with my dad, some weekends we spent with my mom, and going back and forth between schools. And like at one point, like I had to repeat the 8th grade because I missed so much school. Like, and we went to uniform school, and it was a white top and blue bottoms, and I didn't have Dickies because Dickies, like, you know, the blue Dickies. If you didn't have those, then it wasn't like you weren't cool or nothing. So I was like, all right, I just had some regular like cargo blue pants, you know, loose sport, whatever. And so I used to get made fun of a lot because what I was because I couldn't wear them. Like I didn't have like Nikes. I had Shaqs because I like Shaq. He's a cool basketball player, right? So I was like, all right. So yeah, I used to get made fun of a lot, and then so I just got to the point to where I was skipping school. I was like, if I'm gonna go to school and just get picked on and shoved in lockers, like I'm not even gonna go. Like fuck it, honestly. So that's what happened. I didn't go, and then I failed. And so I was just hanging out in the streets a lot, and I hung out with a lot of older friends that, like, they used to get me to fight. Like they would say, oh, if you want to earn respect, you have to fight. So they would put me like randomly against people, like, and like I used to get beat up a lot because I was a peaceful kid. Like, you know, like I hate fighting. I'd rather talk my way out of it or something, but it didn't work that way. And so at one point, my brothers and I were living with my dad, and my dad had got a new girlfriend at this point, which was the weirdest thing ever, because I'm used to seeing my dad with my mom, and like it was just weird. And my dad and his girlfriend were arguing one night, and I was old enough. I was like, well, I thought I was old enough. I was like 10, and they were arguing, and I just got in the middle of it. I was just like, knock it off, like stop fucking arguing, because every time I hear somebody yell like that or against each other, or anybody yell at a woman or something, I just shut down, and I can't, like, I gotta say something about it. So I did that, got in the middle, and the girlfriend punched me, and I was like, all right. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna call my mom, like, hey, bitch just punched me, like, what's up? And so she was like, oh, that cunt, like, when I see you, I'm fuck you up. told Dad, he was like, all right, so, but this was when I was starting to learn like how literally crazy my dad was. So it was like a little bit after July 4th. It was like probably the 8th or something like that. And my dad was like, hey, get your water guns. We're gonna go over to your mom's house and have a water gun fight. And I'm like, hell yeah, escort my mom with some water. Okay, cool. So we load up, but my dad, I knew that he had bigger plans than that. It wasn't just for me to go, see my mom. And so, hold on, stick to the script here. and so we went over there, and I saw my mom. I was trying to talk to her, and she kind of just like nudged me off, went straight to the girlfriend, just started whooping her ass. And I'm like, damn, mom, all right, okay, good, dug him. But it went from that to bad. And what was bad was, like, I heard a beer bottle bust, and I look over and like my mom's holding her face, because my dad had hit my mom in the face with a beer bottle to get her off of his girlfriend. And so I'm seeing this, like I'm young, I should not be seeing it. And so it goes from bad to worse, which was when my mom was holding her face because she was bleeding. My dad's girlfriend had pulled out a knife and stabbed her. And so I seen that. I saw my mom fall to her knees, and the girl just get up and just start laughing like she did something cool. And like my mom's like, oh, that bitch, like laying on the ground, like screaming for help. And so everybody comes out, and it turns into like this big neighborhood brawl where like everybody has baseball bats and like is trying to like beat my dad up. And I'm trying to protect my little brothers. They're in the car still. And it goes, and then it just, for like 3-4 minutes, it was like a blur. And then I came out of it, and then my mom was laying across the street in the alleyway. Looked like she was dead to me. And like I was on my way to go see her, and then my dad snatched me up, put me in the car, and we had left. We got pulled over at a gas station. We got pulled over at a gas station, and that was the last time I seen my dad, still to this day. He was in the back of a cop car. So we went downtown. We stayed in like foster care for like a week. Found out that my mom was doing okay. Nobody would tell me anything. Like I didn't have any family to come pick me up. Like I was worried about my mom and what my dad is, and trying to make sure me and my brothers eat and everything. And so nobody told me. My grandma picked me up, my mom's mom, and she was just like, your mom's okay. She's in critical condition. She's recovering. Because what happened, like the girl had stabbed her so like the blade from the handle to the tip was 5 inches, but she had got stabbed so hard that the blade went in 6 inches and broke inside of her. So they told her that the chances of her living wasn't very high. So don't worry, it has a happy ending, no problem. So grandma picks us up, we stay with her for about a month, and then mom recovers well, we see her. And we live with my mom afterwards, and everything is cool. What I felt like it was back to normal. It was functioning, like we ate every night, like we were still kind of, we were on like Section 8 and food stamps, so it was, but we were surviving, we were maintaining. My single mother, injured, couldn't really work, because it had messed up her motor skills. But so we're surviving, maintaining, and basically, the next thing that happened was, I started to notice that things started to disappear. Like I used to have a lot of shoes. Like I used to play kids basketball one-on-one. I used to be like, hey, if I win, look at your shoes. And I was like, all right, whatever. So I used to cheat a lot. Obviously, I wasn't very good, but like foul. But and so I had a bunch of pair of shoes. I had a PlayStation 2 when it came out, and then each day I would come home from school and notice that things started to come up missing. And with that, long story short, was I found out that my mom had been on drugs, and that she used to like pawn my stuff for money to get her drugs or whatever. And so that was going on for a while, and then my situation went bad and worse. Like she had spent all her money drugs, and we never had any food in the fridge. So what I would have to do, or what I did, was I would go to stores and steal the food so me and my little brothers could eat. Like, I didn't care about jail time. Like, I didn't care about anything. So I'm trying to play hero. I'm trying to take care of myself. Trying to take care of my two little brothers and everything. So, and finally it got to the point to where I just had enough of it. Went to my uncle's house and called my aunt who lives in California and told her the situation, who I've only met one time before in my whole life. I said, hey, this situation, like, we're poor, mom's on drugs, dad's in jail, I barely eat every day. And she was like, all right, I'm coming to get you. And at first she was like, oh, I can only take one of you. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, like, I can't leave, we can't be separated, me and my brothers. She was like, all right, so we compromised, and she came to pick all three of us up and moved to California. And it didn't start out great. I was still used to having bad habits. I used to steal a lot, and it got bad to where I was just stealing shit I didn't even need, posters and CDs, whatever. But so came out, ended up going to a boarding school, thrived in basketball, got my story out, and people kind of know at the school at least, and then came here.